Spencer Rattler. I think he's a bum. He's playing for the Gamecocks now, South Carolina, and he said he thinks he's going to do better this year than last year, even though he only lasted like 2.5 games, because it's an easier conference. Okay, hold on. You almost lost to Tulane last year, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? My spot.
Close.
Yeah, Tulane. Now, this got me thinking. Does he have a point? Is he right here? Because Steve hates this. Steve, who do you think is the best conference in football? Because I want to hear you before I go. Let's hear you, Steve.
Oh, I believe it's the SEC.
Oh, do you?
I'm a firm believer it's the SEC.
Now you do? Okay, so
I do. I mean,
top to bottom.
Look, this year might be a little bit. It might be a little bit stressed because you guys have had some coaching transition and some quarterback transition. But I think that top to bottom, they've been the best. Now, the Big Ten is not bad. It's not a bad football conference. It's just a weird conference. It's like, everybody scores 56 points a game.
Do you want the Big Ten or the Big 12?
The Big 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big 12. Sorry.
Okay. Yes, the Big 12.
It's the Big 12 that has 8 teams now, or whatever.
10 teams. But yeah, it is weird. So look, I looked at the Big Ten. The problem with the Big Ten is that their bottom is just so bad that you can't consider them. I mean, it's like the bottom is like, why are you even there? Right. So that is why I kind of took them out of it. I was really comparing them to the Big 12 because top to bottom, the Big 12 isn't horrible. But when you take the top SEC versus the top Big 12, it's not even close. And then when you look at the middle,
Kansas, Texas Tech, TCU. I mean, you had, my gosh, you had 4 teams, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams in the Big 12 that couldn't win more than 4 games in their own conference. That's top heavy as you can get.
Yeah, that's my point. So when he came out and said that, I was like, am I missing something here? Now, does South Carolina have an easier schedule? I don't know. Maybe that's what he was looking at. Uh-oh. Zach emailed me. Daniel sucks and a chicken. Everyone, I'm getting emails from everyone but Daniel. Hopefully we didn't scare Daniel off. We love you, Daniel. We love the shit talking.
We love you, Daniel.
Don't
this
leave
is
us.
your home. Don't.
But I think Spindler's a little bit out of his cage here. I think he likes to get his Rattler going. I think he's overrated. I don't think. I'm full of him tonight. You know what I'm saying? It's the dad in me.
I love him.
It's starting to come out. I'm in training. Dad in training. So yeah, I think I'm not a big fan of Spencer Rattler. I think he's overrated. I think he was a little far stretched when he said this conference is easier. And to me, when you came out and said, I think I'm going to do better because the competition's easier. Because you agreed that you're not that good and that you sucked because the competition was harder last year. Like, what's your point here? Like, you're losing on all accounts here. If I'm from the outside looking in.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense, right? I mean, so it's just the bottom of the Big 12 is the bottom of what would be the bottom of every conference, including the ACC, who had an awful year. It's just I just don't see where he's coming from with that. And when I look at Oklahoma, their performance this year, I mean, it was not good. There is nothing that you can say for Spencer Rattler that would have boded you to think that he's going to come in and just be this quarterback that he was. He had a couple of years, or he had a good year, but again, he was one of those guys who had a lot of talent around him. He used his athletic ability to make plays, and then the other players around him kind of finished things off. And then when he didn't have those players anymore, when those wide receivers went to the NFL, when they transferred, when he lost offensive linemen to the NFL and they transferred, when the defense wasn't able to hold teams to, under 28 points and they had to outscore everything, it was not a good mix for him. So I don't know if going. But for the fact that Caleb
Williams came in and did a good job with the team that you just mentioned,
what did
I tell you?
That he didn't play poorly. Yeah. I think again, it's going back to a quarterback that is relying more on his athletic ability than his ability to run the offense. And athletic ability and ability to run the offense, two different things.
Do you know?
Can you read a defense? Can you audible properly? And those are the things that are going to make the difference. And he just wasn't able to do it. He just looked uncomfortable most of the time. And
the only reason Spencer,
I don't see him.
Good.
The only reason I was just saying, I just don't see that transition being quick.
The only reason Spencer Rattler is because of Netflix. He had his TV show of like the top QBU or whatever on Netflix, and it got him recognition and people in a recognizable face. And to me, I feel like that helped push the brand. And it's like, hey, we want to watch this kid. So he's going to have more chances and extra opportunities simply because he built this brand early on, and the hype behind him, almost like an Arch to an extent, right? Where Arch is going to get a lot more handouts and a lot more second chances than your average 4 or 5 star quarterback because of the publicity and brand that came behind it. To me, that's Spencer Rattler. I've never been sold on him. I'm still not sold on him. I don't think I will be sold on him. I'm typically, as a Florida fan, the South Carolina game is a complete, like, it's not exciting. To me, I am more excited for that game than most because I just want to smash that kid. I can't wait. Like, not like on a personal level. Look, I love the kids playing football. I'm not trying to roast on any kid here, but I'm ready to roast this kid. I'm excited to play South Carolina when typically it's like whatever of a game.